There's no actual kit of HMS Vanguard in 1600 available as far as I know. So if you want to display a model in 1600, you're going to have to scratch build it. So that's what I've attempted to do with this model here. So we'll have a look at the process. I've grabbed a low resolution drawing off the internet and used that as the basis for my design, and I've also looked at pictures of large scale models online as well. I'm building this mainly in cardboard, but you can see that the deck is balsa wood, and we're just going to leave it bare balsa because obviously it's the right color and texture for wood, but the rest of it will be card, and there'll be a few bits that will be made of styrene plastic because they're easier to form for small items. I had a go at marking up the deck lines using a 0.1 millimeter fine tip marker. Note the light coloured main turret, which is actually borrowed from a 1600 HMS Repulse kit. So I've used that as a template for building the scratch built turrets. The superstructure is taking shape and is almost entirely of cardboard. Only small items like the director towers are made of plastic. I found out later that MicroMaster create 3D printed main turrets and secondary turrets. So if you're interested in saving a bit of work, you can get those items from MicroMaster. I only found out about that later, so I went ahead and scratch built the main and secondary turrets out of plastic. In the following shots, you can see the central and aft superstructure blocks taking shape and some of the secondary turrets also in position. Also note the breakwater taking shape. It's very basic at this stage, but we're going to add a lot more detail to it later. You can see a small orange block on the aft superstructure, and that's a piece made of cardboard that hasn't been painted yet. So before you paint it, the whole model looks quite colourful. At this stage, there isn't a lot of detail on the superstructure walls. Also note the funnels are not quite as thin as they should be, although from side on, they look okay. Note here that the second breakwater has been fitted and detail added to both of them. The ship's boats have been scavenged from leftovers from other kits. In these shots, you can see the central superstructure block detailed. You can also see all of the scratch built main turrets in place. The two aft ones, you can see the barrels are brass rod and they've got paper sleeves closer to the barrel. Here's the foredeck detail, and it's looking pretty good at this stage. The aft deck is still fairly bare though. Note the empty pads around the superstructure, which are there for the 6-barrel 40mm mounts, which have yet to be made. In the following shots, the model is basically complete. The photo etch railings have been fitted, the 6-barrel 40mm mounts have been fitted, and the aft deck has been detailed. There's a few single 40mm mounts scattered around the model as well, if you look closely. And the ship's cranes, stairways, and ladders are all sourced from leftover photo etch. There's a little bit of roughness in this model. Some of the cardboard joints are a little bit rough. The anchor recesses are set a little bit low in the hull, but cardboard is cheap, so if you're looking for a cheap option for building a model, this is definitely the way to go. Hope you enjoyed this one-off build of a 1600 model. If you want to see some more common 1600 kits built, then be sure to check out my videos.